Illman might hear two graded stakes races on tap at Santa Anita on Sunday, including our DRF race of the day. It's the Santa Maria, going 1 mile and a 16th for fillies and mares. 6 entered for $200,000. Please scan or click the QR code for race of the day access on your mobile device with free formulator past performances. The 2 Adair Manor won her first 2 route starts at Santa Anita last year by a combined 25 lengths, went on to place in a couple of graded stakes races, and looks like she's rounding back into form for this, her 3rd start as a 4-year-old.
Yeah, maybe she is, Dan. I mean, I feel like there's a way to look at her and feel like, based on what she did in those first 2 wins last year, that maybe you could argue that she never really turned out to be what it looked like she was maybe going to be for Baffert, but maybe she'll finally get there. She did win last time. Coming out of that most recent race there on March 31st, her and Big Switch, they're clearly fastest on dirt on the way into this race.
Adair Manor went to the lead in that race and wired Big Switch in a thrilling stretch drive. Adair Manor's speed, though, gives her a bit of an advantage, according to our friends at Timeform US. Here's the pace projector for our Sunday race of the day. You'll notice the blue bar, which favors front runners. Adair Manor is a front runner. And Mongolian Panther, who might be her closest pace pursuer, she could be a bit overmatched on paper.
Yeah, it looks like it. This could be another easy trip here for Adair Manor. I thought she got an easy one last time when she won, Dan. Maybe it'd be more of the same here.
I do think the number 1 Kristen Botch is going to be a lot closer to the pace, stretching back out to a preferred route distance. Her most recent start was the Grade 3 Monrovia, a race that was washed off the turf at 6.5 furlongs. You see her down towards the inside, commencing her rally. She's going to angle off the rail, and then she's going to grind this last 1/8 of a mile to get up for 3rd, only beaten a length. I think she's more effective at these longer distances. She does have to run a little bit faster, but in route races, she's shown some tactical speed.
I agree. I just like the way, for the most part, I like the way she finishes in all of her races, Dan. I think stretching back out is a good thing for her. I realize that she hasn't run that fast race yet, but I'm with you. I think she can get a good trip in this race, breaking from the rail. I like her stretching back, and I think there's potential for better with this field. I've liked her from the start. I think she could still run a faster race here.
3 starts back, she won the Grade 3 La Cañada over course and distance. The number 2 is Adair Manor, the other graded stakes winner in the field. She won the 2022 Las Virginas by a country mile. Here's her most recent start, her first win in over a year, and she went to the lead in this race. Big Switch, who's back for more in the Santa Maria, took a strong run at her on the outside with about 2.5 furlongs remaining. Adair Manor always had a little bit more.
She's going to hold on here. I mean, she does have a little bit left here at the end, but she should have, Dan. This was a very easy pace that she set early with no pressure at all. I just kind of felt like she took advantage last time. I'll give her the credit she deserves for fighting off Big Switch in the stretch, but I just thought she had all the best of it there. She still has not gotten past the figures that she earned in those first 2 dirt wins very early last year. To me, this horse just never panned out yet. I'm not sure how short I would go on her.
Big Switch certainly improved in her last race from a buyer standpoint. She moved up 11 points to a career best 92. She's relatively lightly raced. Maybe she still has a bit more upside potential, and perhaps she was up against it from a pace standpoint last time out. The question is, can she stay within range? I think she can. Her prior starts, she showed that she could stay close to slower paces. Why can't she sit just off?
Yeah, I don't see why they can't. If this pace is slow again, I don't see why they just wouldn't put her right up there with Adair Manor this time. I mean, I was a little bit surprised they didn't do it last time, Dan. That pace was not fast. They didn't have to take back a couple lengths off of that pace early. As you can tell from all of her prior 3 starts when they routed on dirt with her, she was just right up there with the leaders the entire way. If this pace is slow, they have to ride her like that.
The number 4, Smooth Like Butter, doesn't win very often, but she's hit the board in something like her last 15 starts. And here's her most recent race. It was a win. She's now 3 for 38 lifetime. This is a first level allowance. It was a condition she was stuck in for a long time, but the Calibred got to the outside. She runs him down going a mile. Now she's got to run faster. This race only earned a 78 buyer, lots of seconds and thirds on her record.
Yeah, that's the issue with her. Her running style plays into that. She just doesn't have a lot of early speed, so she's always trying to make up ground late. This is a good late run she puts in to get up, Dan. I thought she ran pretty well 2 and 3 starts back as well, even though she didn't get there in those races. Even the allowance race 4 back at Del Mar, that was a super slow pace, and she made a big run into it. I mean, she needs to catch a break here to wind up, finishing first, second, or third in here, but it's not impossible.
The 5 Mongolian Panther was claimed for $25,000 5 starts back, and she's run well for her new connections. Here's her most recent race. This is a $25,000 starter allowance going a 2-turn mile. She showed speed in here. She's going to finish second best. There's a chance, I guess, that she could put a little bit of heat on Adair Manor, but I'm just not sure how that trip's going to work out. Adair Manor's the horse to beat. Mongolian Panther might be using up a lot of energy chasing her in the early stages.
Yeah, if that's going to be the plan here to go forward, it's probably not going to work out for her. I mean, she needs a career best effort to even be close at the end of this race anyway.
Bellamore might be a little bit of a sleeper, the number 6. This was returned last time out in a synthetic race at Turfway Park. It was one of those bid flattened performances in the first off the layoff, and I wonder if she gained a lot of fitness from that race. The real question is, do you think she's going to be as effective on dirt as she's been on turf and synthetic for most of her career? If you believe her race 2 starts back, the Grade 3 Falls City, where she ran a fine second on dirt at Churchill Downs, she's got a shot.
Yeah, that's how I looked at her too. I mean, I guess the argument could be made that she's just better on the other surfaces, but I'd be willing to give her another chance or two on dirt. I mean, this is the surface that she's bred for anyway. And as much as I like her turf races, that race 2 back at Churchill, she ran fine in there. I mean, first of all, the horse that won that race, who was 2-5 and wired the field, I would certainly like her if they had her entered in this race. And this filly didn't get the most clever ride in the world earlier that day. I mean, she gave away a lot of early position and still ran late.
And she won second off the layoff in 2022. Before we get to our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel. Next week is Kentucky Derby week. We will be loaded with coverage. Top pick time for our Sunday race of the day, the Santa Maria. Mike, you're going with Bellamore. The price should be right. I don't think she's this one-run closer that has to fall far behind, and her race 2 starts back shows that she can handle dirt.
Yeah, I just want to give her a shot in here, Dan. I really don't like the 2 favorites on the morning line. They're both fine. I won't be surprised when they run well in here, but I don't love the race they're coming out of. I want to try to beat it. I wanted to try to beat those 2 horses.
Maybe Big Switch was exposed last time out when she failed to get past Adair Manor. I think it was a step in the right direction for her. I think they're going to try to attack Adair Manor a little bit sooner this time around. She should be a better price than Adair Manor, who looks like the horse to catch and beat. Mike's going with the 6 Bellamore. I'll take the 3 Big Switch in the Sunday race of the day, the Santa Maria. Good luck.